Hey, critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. We are live coming to you today with some breaking news regarding Tabitha Brown and, of course, her partnership with not only Target but also some other companies as well. As I spoke on in the previous episode, that Tabitha Brown had basically posted on her Instagram page and it was reposted by Jasmine Brown, which is the Jasmine brand, excuse me, which is where I seen it first. And it was her basically with this bowl of grapes, honey, just eating the grapes, and you could hear her eating the grapes. You know, one of them ASMR, I think is what they call it, sort of moments. And then her looking, and I think in the caption it may have stated, "I said what I said." Well, she also just within the last hour or so posted a video on her YouTube channel. And what I want to do this go round is something a little different. I actually want to go through the video and just sort of talk about her response. And this is basically Tabitha Brown's response to Target's DEI rollback. And she gives like a 9 minute and 47-second video here on her YouTube channel. Again, Tabitha Brown, 1.09 million subscribers. And she released this video. It says here on the timestamp an hour ago. At this point in time, around 5,000 views or folks have actually viewed the video. But I'm gonna start here around 140. This is where she talks about being in business without not only Target but like other brands and sort of what she offers in those particular stores here. So I want to go ahead and start there. And this is about at a minute and 40.
Um, However, I am in business in multiple ways with Target, with Walmart, um, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right? Are on Amazon. They're also uh, in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership um, with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations, listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop, our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process, and then you gotta like where you gonna put it? You gotta have a place to store it. That's money, right? You gotta have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products.
So that's where we actually hear Tabitha Brown specifically talking about the different brands that she's actually in business with: Target, Walmart, Amazon. She talks about selling her seasoning. She talks about selling Donna Recipe, which is basically her hair care product. She also has, like I said before, things like lunch kits, notebooks. And I will say that Tabitha Brown was one of those individuals. You could see it on her Instagram page, all over her socials, where she specifically would go physically into Target. Not only would she go inside of the store and she would showcase the product on whatever social media platform she was on, but she would also many times sign things in the store just randomly, just pulling things out, putting her signature on it, just to be like, if you come in and you get one of these, you're gonna have a little special surprise. Just it's throwing right back here, right back here. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna sign all of them, right? She always had that mentality about it. So, this is definitely probably a little bit different, if I'm not gonna lie, from what I anticipated in terms of what that meant in that video that was on the Jasmine Brands Instagram page. But I also wanted to, before I give too much information about my opinion, I wanted to keep going and go to about not too much further here when she talks about if we actually do boycott and what that means for not only her but also businesses as well. Let's take a listen.
Right. But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are? Then what happens? Right.
So this is basically Tabitha sort of explaining her reasoning for really continuing to support these businesses that's in, Target as well as Walmart, Amazon, like whatever businesses that determine that, you know what, we're going to remove the DEI from our particular company. That's who she's referring to. And she's saying that if we do determine that we are going to boycott, then what that does is it negatively affects those black owned businesses who do have their products in those particular stores, because then they can begin to say things like, okay, well, this product is not performing up to par, so what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with something else. And side note, y'all, I remember there was some cookies. It's these Danish cookies that come out all the time around Christmas time. Okay, I love these particular cookies. All right, I went to one of these stores that she's actually talking about, and I actually got the cookies. Okay. Now the cookies was on the cookie aisle, like all of the things. I had to go, I had to grab it. It was probably around, I feel like it was like on the middle shelf, somewhere like that, because placement matters, right? Fast forward to the next year, I went to Walmart to get those cookies, and they were not only not on the same middle shelf, they were at the bottom of the shelf. And Walmart tricked me because they also had very similar cookies that was in the aisle. You know how you walk down the aisle and there's all this stuff that you can actually buy? In one of those aisles with a similar looking can that basically was sprinkled with holiday gear. So it was one of those like, oh, I think it's the same cookies. You literally for real thought it was the same exact cookies, but it was not. Okay. And I said all that to say the reason why I know I had to go back, I had to actually go back to get the correct cookies because I was tricked the first time. And they don't taste the same. The Danish cookies that I like, they are softer. It's buttery. At the top, it has like these sugary sprinkles on the top of them. They come in this nice little sort of can that's pretty. The one that everybody makes fun of that your grandma put the needles and thread in. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm talking about the blue can, the one that say Danish on them with the cookies, with the sprinkles, okay? They got the little cupcake things inside of them. It's only about 2 or 3 or 4 per little cupcake thing. Oh, let me get back to tab. Let me get back to tab. Okay. So the next thing that she actually talks about, I'm going to kind of fast forward it here, is mass markets and how we also can continue to support. So let me go ahead and get to that little part right there because I'm obviously taking too many side streets here. Let's take a listen.
Right? Who support small businesses, and you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy. But it's one store and it's very small. We're talking about mass market. You can't build that overnight. Do we all sometimes have these big dreams and aspirations to do that? Absolutely. Right? But it is easier said than done, but it's not impossible. But until then, and in order to get there, we unfortunately have to play the game. And in playing that game, we got to be smarter than the ones who think they're in control. Okay? And I,
So when it got to this part, I knew we was going somewhere, right? Because a lot of the times when we are doing business, business comes along with what? Contracts, right? And when you have a contract, you got to do what you need to do in that contract. Otherwise, we gonna have a problem when we all gonna be going to court, and we don't want to renege on our promises. And that's what happens when you break contracts. So the next clip that I'm gonna actually let you listen to is Tabitha telling us, just sort of her contract that she has with them, and also the duration that she has left within this particular contract with this company. And so I said all that to say, I do understand why she's encouraging, but we also have to probably understand, especially if you in the side of business, when you sign a contract, baby, oh baby, you in the contract. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
The place will be. I know for me, I'm under contract. I'm gonna give it to you 100. I got another year. Then I make a decision. Okay. So many other businesses are just starting. They're just getting in. This is their big break to go to the next whatever phase of their business there may be. We have to have understanding and compassion for each other and not be in an emotional state, but also a smart state. Because if we start doing the I'm not shopping there, and it's our businesses that are in there, that's their way that they will clean us out. And
So I will say this. She talks about the fact that not only will it affect her business, but it will also affect other black owned businesses as well if there is some sort of a boycott. However, she does sort of tell you how you can actually still support black owned businesses who are in particular stores that maybe again have reneged on their DEI promises to their employees, and sort of what you can actually do. Again, this is a video from Tabitha Brown. It is on her YouTube channel, and it's her talking about the Target DEI rollback. Cause y'all know I'm trying to buy me some time so I can get to this next little clip here. Okay, let's take a listen.
thank you for supporting me for the last 5 years. I have worked with Target, with Walmart, with all the places that you have shopped for my products. I thank you for showing up for me. I thank you for supporting me. When you did, I thank you for showing out for me. Um, and if you choose not to anymore, I understand that. And I still thank you and I'm grateful. But if you've heard anything that I've said today, if you still choose to show up for me, I thank you, but also showing up for others. We
So we just heard Tabitha Brown just basically let us know that regardless of your decision, if you do determine that you are going to boycott or not, she still thanks you for the last 5 years. She also reminds us, though, again, that if we do decide that we are going to boycott, that could affect a lot of particularly black owned businesses. She does share, though, that you could determine that you are going to go to the store and you can actually purchase things that are particular to your brand or her brand or black owned businesses brand, and don't look at other stuff. But I don't know about y'all. I don't know if I could go in any store and just look for one thing. Every time I'm like, okay, I'm going for this one thing, child, child, child. So let me just let you listen to that part where she tells you exactly what you can do in order to still support. Hold on just a minute.
and buy specific brands that you want to support and let the other things, right, not get your money. But be very specific. There's so many women, right, that have worked hard to be a woman-owned business. Donna's Recipe is women, two women, me and Gina Wu is my business partner. We are self-funded. We are self-funded. And we are on shelves in limited doors at Target, right? Other companies, right? There's a Black History Month is coming right now, and all of these brands are about to be showcased, some of them for the first time. And of course, they would do something like this right now, but they still need their moment.
So we hear Tabitha Brown not only talking about her business, which is self funded, and it's also something that she holds clearly near and dear to her heart because she's not only talking about her business, but also women's business in general and what this could do if you determine that you are going to boycott. However, she did still leave the door open. She still did thank everyone who has supported her, who may decide or determine that they are going to boycott for whatever reason or no longer shop there for whatever reason. Because we saw Miss Tina Knowles posted it on her Instagram page and said basically as soon as Target came out and said they're going to pull their DEI etc. She was not about it. She was like, she gonna be taking her business elsewhere. I'm not trying to tell nobody how to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I've We know things can basically be repurposed. I'm not sure if some of these companies are just doing it as a front and okay, we're going to look like we're following the rules. However, we're going to repurpose the information that we have just to ensure that we still have a good, um, diverse indiv- company in general. For those who are standing on business, again, just want to give them nothing but a whole lot of shout outs. But we just heard um Tabitha Brown. And when I say shout out, I mean like giving them a shout out. I'm not going to give them a shout out directly, but I'm just giving them a shout out in general to those companies who are standing on business when it comes to their promise to their employees that they're going to follow through with their DEI plan. So we just heard that there. Tabitha Brown encouraging subscribers to basically have compassion. She's clearly still under contract with Target. She even told us it's going to be what, just about a year, I think, or so, with her continuous contract with them, and then a decision can be made. However, side note, y'all, a lot of times our brains are short, right? It's like a little moment. It don't take long, and then next thing you know, we forget. We go back to doing the same old thing. And then we get the same old soup warmed over. So if you are determining that you are going to boycott, I I'm with Tabitha. Thank you. And also stand on business. Don't be afraid to stand on business and build your life around that. For those who are going to be specific in their purchases, which is what Tabitha is really encouraging specifically, of like, hey, when you go to Target, all you got to do is just grab whatever you want that's the brand of specifically Tabitha Brown. You can also grab the brand that's specific to um other black owned businesses that's there. Additionally, so she just was saying to you, you still can support without giving too much to Target. However, yes, there is still going to be a benefit that Target's going to get if you actually purchase out of their store. But you can just be specific about your purchases. Yeah, I'm so glad that actually Tabitha came to the forefront to clear that up. But she did let us know that she heard them when it came to the DEI, and I think we wasn't gonna let her sleep. We was definitely, I'm sure people was in her DM. They was adding her, probably like, "Oh my God, Tab, you all up in Tarjay." Again, Tabitha reminds us, don't allow foolishness to weed us out. And by weeding us out, she means like the black owned businesses that are finally in these main stores like Target, your Walmarts, your Amazons, etc. Okay. Um, Tab was looking fresh out the shower with Donna pinned up, lips glossing, you know what I'm saying? Journal and book in plain sight. The book was kind of at the top. You know, if you watch the video, she has a wrap on, so you just kind of look by the wrap. If you're looking directly at whatever the device is, it's gonna be on the left side, like our left side, not her left side, but our left side, her right. And then when it comes to the journal, she has one of her journals, I think, right there in front of her as well. It's red, it's cute. All right then, Tab. Okay, girl, gloss it up, gloss it up. Product placement at its finest. Okay, could be intentional, could be not. Could be intentional, could be not. You know, Target already, in my opinion, is somewhat of a cult. You know, they got a cult following already. And while Tabitha has a point, she also says again, if you're deciding to no longer support those particular companies because of their decisions, she completely understand. Now, if you're looking for some free Tabitha Brown resources, go check out Hoopla, baby, because you can find the following: Feed the Soul audiobook as well as ebook. It was released in 2021. Cooking from the Spirit, the audiobook and the ebook is also available. It was in 2022. Seen, Loved, and Heard. This is a good one. I enjoyed this audiobook. 2023. I Did a New Thing. It's an audiobook and ebook as well. Came out in 2024. The Cooking from the Spirit. That's the book that she's actually showcasing in the video that she's in. So if you're interested in that, I will say that when it comes to audiobooks, I love it when the author reads the book, and I'm so glad that Tabitha Brown reads her own books. If you're wondering about Hoopla, no worries. Just as a reminder, here at the Critic Chronicles, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced through our public library. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today. That Hoopla is such a great resource. So get your library card, sign up for it, go to sign up for Hoopla, and baby, start searching, and download free books, free music, free ebooks, all the things. All right, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna link this video below. So the one that Tabitha Brown did on her actual YouTube channel, I'm also gonna link that below. Okay. Now, if you missed the previous episodes, no worries. I've linked it below as well. You can also browse the channel for the latest episodes. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.